So obviously we're starting a little late this morning, but don't let that worry you. We are very good at what we do. The weather is terrible today, as we already know, and so we're going to extend some grace to folks as they come in. Here's what we're going to do. So everybody's going to look at the monitors. I'm going to go over your rights with you, tell you what your options are, and then you or your attorney is going to tell me what to do with your case. So here we go. This is the Spalding County State Court. My name is Josh Thacker. I'm your judge, and this is the bonded arraignment calendar. I want to start out by saying that here in the Spalding County State Court, we believe that each of you deserve the respect and the dignity that you would wish for someone you care about. We will extend that to each and every one of you as we interact with you all here today. Hey, please don't talk during court. Our goal is to move your case forward promptly, get you back to your lives, and I will not have any patience with anyone who disrupts court and gets in that way. So please make certain that you let us do what we need to do and get you back. Nobody's virtual. All right, cell phones, most disruptive item in the court. So everybody right now, reach into your pockets and purses, grab your cell phone, pull it out, and turn it off. In fact, I just realized I left mine on my desk, so I'm going to do it too, because not only am I the Hair Club president, but I'm also a client. And my phone rings all day, every day, so it would absolutely positively go off. Okay, so everybody's phone is off, because obviously if it rings after this moment, it means you totally ignored my instructions and you would like to have a contempt hearing with me. So please don't volunteer for that. All right, this is the correct courtroom for you. If you are arrested on misdemeanor here in Spalding County, you received a letter in the mail telling you to come to court today. If what I'm saying sounds incorrect, then step out in the hallway, talk to the bailiffs out there. They will point you in the right direction. There are multiple floors of court going on everywhere today. Today is what's called your arraignment. I'm going to go over your rights with you, and I'm going to tell you what your options are. And then you or your attorney is going to tell me what to do with your case. You may have a trial. There are two types of trials. There's a jury trial where 6 jurors issue a verdict from that box over there to your left. And then there's a bench trial. That's where you give me permission to make the guilt or innocence decision with no jury present. You may have a conference with the solicitor's office. That's this group up here to your left. And then you can ask me about an attorney, and I will point you up here to this group over here to your right. That is the public defender's office. That's the Jukes Law Firm. All right, Miss Leslie is here. We're actually blessed. This is our chief of our chief coordinator for our Veterans and Mental Health Court. So if you are a current member of our military veteran, or you have a mental health diagnosis and you want your case dismissed, then if you're representing yourself, you can speak with Ms. Heffron before you and see if you are a candidate for our accountability court. If you missed the chance to speak with her, you can talk to the solicitor's office. They can answer your questions. If you are represented by an attorney, simply speak with your attorney. They are very familiar with our program, and they can answer any questions you may have. All right, your charges in this courtroom are misdemeanors. The average misdemeanor carries maximum punishment, 12 months to serve in the Spalding County Jail and or $1,000 fine. A few minor traffic charges, like seatbelt, have a lower maximum fine, and a few high and aggravated misdemeanors have up to a $5,000 maximum fine. Now, each of you here have the right to a speedy and public jury trial where 6 citizens of Spalding County decide guilt or innocence on each of your charges. Again, you can choose a bench trial. That's where I decide guilt or innocence without a jury. You can waive your right to a trial if you wish and close your case with a plea. I have no preference. You must knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently choose for yourself. You have the right to be presumed innocent, to force the state to prove your guilt beyond a reasonable doubt, to cross-examine the state's witnesses, to subpoena your own witnesses and evidence to court. You have the right to testify or not testify, to not incriminate yourself, and if you remain silent, your silence cannot be held against you. Each of you here have the right to have an attorney. You may hire your own attorney if you so choose. However, if you cannot afford an attorney, then you'll be given the opportunity to apply here today in the courtroom before you leave with the public defender's office. Now, this is your warning, and I'm amazed at how many people test me on this. If you do not take action ASAP to secure the public defender's office, you will very likely hear me say at your next court date that you have waived the right to apply. All right, an attorney would help you understand our criminal justice system, would explain what your charges are and what the defenses are to those charges, would file motions on your behalf, engage in plea negotiations, subpoena witnesses and evidence for your defense, conduct a trial on your behalf and make objections, protect your record and appeal a conviction, and otherwise work to protect you. All right, first offender and conditional discharge. So I'm responsible for explaining these to you. They work like this. You're allowed, each of these allow you to enter a guilty plea without being convicted. But you only get one of each for your entire life. So, first offender is for everything but traffic-related charges, so no DUIs. Conditional discharge is for drug-related charges only. All right, no-look contendere and traffic charges. So we call this a no-look plea for short. It's where you enter a guilty plea without admitting guilt, and it's available on most traffic charges, no DUIs. You get one NOLO every 5 years, and that is measured from incident date to incident date, ticket date to ticket date. NOLO will usually prevent points. It'll usually save your license. It won't help you much if you're under 21. All right, if you're here today and you're not a U.S. citizen, you need to know that any conviction will very likely have a negative impact on your immigration status. All right, several of you are charged with family violence, and you'll know that because it's in the title of your charge. If you are charged with family violence charges and you are convicted of those family violence charges, then you will lose your Georgia weapons carry permit, and federal law says that you may never again possess a firearm or ammunition. All right, habeas corpus. It's my job to explain this weird old law called habeas corpus. We've all heard that word at some point or another in our lives, but here's how it actually works. If you're convicted of these charges, you may sue Spalding County civilly over in Superior Court to challenge your conviction. All traffic charges have a 6-month window. All other charges in this court have a 12-month window. All right. You make conference today with the solicitor's office. So if you want to try to resolve your case and you're representing yourself, you'll announce conference. If you're represented by an attorney, they'll very likely announce conference on your behalf. Now, the solicitor's office, again, that's this group up here to your left, they represent the state of Georgia. They are not your attorney. If you reach an agreement with them, you can resolve your case today. If you don't reach an agreement with them, no problem. You simply tell the solicitors or the bailiffs that you wish to have a trial, and we'll move you in that direction. All right. If you receive probation today, you need to know that you'll be supervised by Spalding County Sentence Enforcement. There will be a one-time $25 intake fee per case, and 100% of all fines can be worked off with community service work at a rate of $10 per hour. Additionally, there is a $50 per month supervision fee each month until you complete probation. Now, that $50 supervision fee is mandatory, but it can be waived after a separate hearing before me. So, for those of you that choose to move your case over to the trial calendar, you need to know that all the trials go on the same 2-week trial calendar. In week 1, will be your calendar call, and you'll be assigned a specific date and time to appear. Then you'll skip a week in the middle. And then week 2, we'll have the jury trials and bench trials begin together at 9 a.m. sharp. You will appear each and every day until your case is resolved, and we'll run 2 or 3 courtrooms in week 2, and we will reach your case for trial. Now, we are a small enough community where everybody knows somebody who knows everybody. So here's the deal. If you recognize the name of someone who is absent in court today, call them. Tell them to get down here ASAP. And you will definitely save them a great deal of future trouble. All right, so I'm about to call the calendar. When you hear your name called, stand up if you're able. If you're not able to stand up, just wave your hand high, get my attention. I need to know who I'm looking at out there. If you have an attorney, remain silent and let your attorney announce on your behalf. If you do not have an attorney, then answer very loudly with one of the following. So for those of you representing yourself, you will stand up and you will announce jury trial, bench trial, conference, or attorney. And then I'll wait for you to sit down for further instructions. Again, these are only for the people who are, the announcements are only for the people who are representing themselves. All right, Mr. Shepard, any housekeeping?
Yes.
Mr. Roy?
No, Your Honor.
All right, let's jump in. All right, and by the way, that burnt smell, remember I said about the microwave? That smell is the mic. Whatever, somebody didn't get breakfast. That's all I know. So, Lindsay Ashley? No?
Forfeiture and benchmark.
Granted. Shadrach Auguste?
There's a second case. Well, that's for one forfeiture and benchmark. Just so the court's aware, there's a second case, 24 SR 0038.
All right, so I'm just going to go ahead and say that officially Because there's two, that'll be a do not
It's
reset.
actually a third case.
Oh,
So the 0037
okay.
is a obstruction and a false name, and then there's a 24 TK 0410, which is a hit and run.
I lost it. 24 TK
0410.
0410. All right. So I'm issuing a bench warrant on 23 SR 1802 only, but I'm going to mark it as no bond. And that'll cause a pause in all this when we catch up. Kevin Bailey. Kevin Bailey. Oh, sorry.
Attorney.
All right. So what I'm going to do, Mr. Bailey, is have you speak with Ms. Porter over here. She will call your name when she's ready to talk to you. Go ahead and talk to her about whether or not you have your license back. They'll need to know that today. But other than that, wait for Ms. Porter to call your name.
Yes,
So go grab a seat. Bless you. Jamie, is it Beaver? Beaber?
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Aaron Black, 2 cases.
Conference.
Conference, thank you. You're aware you have 2 cases on the calendar?
Yes, sir.
Okay, just making sure. Raymond Bogan.
Right here.
All right, what do you want to do? Do you know which of those you want to choose? Is there a question I could answer, maybe?
I'm going to plead guilty.
Okay, I'm going to put you down for a conference then, so that you can talk to them. I'd like a recommendation from the state.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. Don, looks like Brazil, Riazel, anything?
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Granted. Aaliyah Brown,
Right here, bench trial.
right, do you want to talk to the public defender's office? I'm sorry?
No.
All right, are you waiving the right to apply with the public defender's office?
Yes.
All right, then in that case, you don't need to speak with the public defender's office and you want a bench trial. I'm gonna have you step out in the hallway. Do not leave until the bailiffs come out with the paperwork for you to sign, and then they will give you your next set of instructions.
Okay.
So just go grab a seat on the benches out there and wait for the bailiffs.
Okay.
Jihadi Burr,
Right here.
okay?
I guess I just want to do.
Okay, conference it is. So that's a reasonable question. Yeah, if you're wanting to resolve your case today, then conference is what you choose. All right, looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cases. Christopher Clark,
He's in jail.
he's in jail. Okay, so we'll see him Wednesday.
See y'all.
No.
You got it. All right, so he's Wednesday afternoon. 2 cases, Lois Coe. Lois Coe.
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Great. All right, I
Those
should,
are our cases, Judge.
those are yours?
Yeah, those
Okay.
are.
Okay, thank you for that. All right, Frederick Driver, I'm so sorry, Dillard was in all process, back on January 19th. Frederick Driver, looks like
He's in jail, so we'll, he's ours, Judge.
He is yours.
Yes, please.
let me say this. All right, Marco Durningham,
Is he in jail? No, he's in treatment or somewhere, isn't he? What did we? Hold on.
the
The
name,
names.
I have a measure, but mine's scheduled for March.
Yes.
Marco
I
Durningham?
think we got word he's in treatment. So yes, we do have a motion to revoke in. Judge, he's got 3 additional cases. 24 SR 0038, shoplifting. 24 SR 0039, which is an obstruction. 24 SR 0040, which is a suspended license and other traffic charges. We'll ask for bond forfeiture on those.
All right.
Ones that are on the calendar.
All right, let me just get myself caught back up here. So he has 2 cases on the calendar, 23 SR 1032. He's represented by y'all on all of the cases. All right, he's not here today, therefore I'm issuing a warrant. A bench warrant for his arrest, and I'm marking it as a no bond. He has 3 additional cases.
I'm sorry, 2. Sorry, 2. The 0038 and 0039 are Durham.
Okay. Well, it looks like your motion to revoke bond is kind of irrelevant now.
Yes, sir.
If it's all the same to y'all, I'm gonna pull that off the March 7th calendar. Because we'll go see him at the jail, so we don't need him on the Thursday, so. Okay, well then,
We'll call him for witness on that.
okay. Yeah, that'll work. So Eric, can we pull that off that Thursday? All right, and then I need to note that we don't know quite what happened, but we're sorting it out, that there's an additional case on the calendar, Joshua Crow. His family was here this morning. He is in the Spalding County Jail. He has some minor mental health issues. I appointed the public defender's office. It's supposed to be on the calendar, like he was noticed and everything, but for some reason that we can't figure out. The case is 22 SR 2016. And so I said I would call it, and we knew it wasn't going to be here, and so I was going to ask for a motion.
Yes, we'll ask for a bench warrant without a bond forfeiture.
Right, and so that's a bench warrant, no bond forfeiture, but I think Mr. Shepherd has already given y'all an
He
offer,
did.
and that I said that I thought it was a very fair resolution. If your client accepts it, we can do it without bringing it up. So whatever y'all need from me on that, let me know. So again, it was two totally separate, unrelated issues with that case. All right, brings us back to page 4, Noriega Eppinger.
That's right.
Do you want to talk to the public defender's office?
Yeah.
Yes? Okay, so sit tight.
Judge, there's a third case for Mr. Eppinger.
Okay, go ahead.
It's 24 SR 0040. That's a suspended license with other traffic charges. We'd ask we go ahead and arraign him on that today as well.
Yes, so Erica, if you'll add that one to the calendar. Mr. Eppinger, is Eppinger or Eppinger? Eppinger? All right, so you understand I'm gonna actually arraign you on 3 cases today and not 2. Do you understand that? Yes? Okay, that's yes, sir, I got it. Okay, wait till Ms. Porter talks to you. All right, Emily Evans.
Conference, Your Honor.
Perfect. Quentin Fields. All right, thank you. Hannah Fordham.
Conference, Your Honor.
Thank you. Jerry Gaddy. Gaddy? No?
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Brandon. Malik Hall.
He's in jail.
Okay, we'll see him Wednesday.
He is not ours.
Okay. All right, Octavius Hastings.
Lieutenant?
All right, thank you, Mr. Hastings. Sit tight and wait for Ms. Porter to call your name, okay? Nina Heddleson.
I was assaulted by the officer, so I don't really know what to do.
Okay, so if you do not want to resolve the case, then I'm going to put you down for a trial. Whether or not the officer assaulted you is part of this case, but there's also a separate part of that you'll need to talk to your own attorney about.
I think he's since been
If you-
fired from Spalding County.
I'm sorry?
I think he's been fired from Spalding County since this was 3 years ago.
Do you want me to put you down to try to, y'all want to talk about that today?
Sounds like she just wants to try her case.
Yeah, I'm gonna put you down for a trial. The question on the table is, do you want to have do you want to apply with the public defender's office or not?
Yeah.
Okay, so sit tight, let them look into that. I mean, talk to Ms. Porter and we'll figure it out. All right, Alonzo Heflin, 2 cases.
Right, a bench trial?
Do you want to talk to the public defender's office?
No.
Are you waiving the right to apply with the public defender's office?
Yes.
You're gonna represent yourself at trial if need be?
Yes.
Okay. All right, if you'll please wait out in the hallway on the bench for the bailiffs. Do not leave until they come give you your next set of instructions on both of your cases. Jimmy, Henry? That's yours? Henry? No?
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Granted, let me know when you find your.
Yes, sir.
Katrina Hicks?
bench trial. But can I ask you a question?
You can. Do you mind to stand up for me? I'm trying to. If y'all don't mind starting to stand up, I can't figure out who's talking to me.
What are you charged with? It's been so long, so I
You-
almost forgot.
You're charged with one count of disorderly conduct,
Mhm.
and then one count of obstruction of a law enforcement officer. So 2 counts total. I've just told you everything I know about your case. So, what would you like to do?
I think I want an attorney.
Okay, so if you'll sit tight, and Ms. Porter will talk to you in just a little bit, okay? All right, I show Morgan Hoffs. I show that Virgil Brown's office filed a limited waiver.
Yeah, maybe it was for a bond.
Okay,
That's what my calendar says too.
Yeah.
I don't remember. If
Bench
it's
trial?
okay, have you spoken with Virgil Brown's office about the status of their representation?
I have not.
Okay, because they filed what's called a limited entry of appearance, which doesn't carry through to trial, so, well, listen, I'd like you to go talk to them first and see if they're gonna represent you on this, but I'm gonna give you, 10 days, from now to go get the public defender's office filled out if they're not going to represent you.
Okay.
Or obviously, you could choose to represent yourself, you understand that?
Yes.
All right, so as of this moment, you're representing yourself. All right, if you step out in the hallway, do not leave till the bailiffs come give you your next set of instructions. All right. Peyton Holt,
Good morning, Judge. Quick order for Ms. Holt, she's present.
good morning.
We're gonna waive arraignment and her plea of not guilty has to go on the jury trial calendar.
Okay. Do you want to have a conference before you get out of here?
I already spoke to her.
We've already told him he's got an
I
offer.
figured so. All right, then you can come on around, grab your client. You're only going out in the hallway. The bailiffs are going to give you your paperwork. As soon as you've signed it, then you're good to go.
Thank you, Judge.
Mr. Barber's always good to see you.
You too.
DeAndre Jefferson. Jefferson.
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant on all 3 cases.
Yeah, I see that now. Granted. Kevin Jimerson.
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you. Ira Johnson. Bench trial, do you want to talk to the public defender's office?
No.
If you end up at trial, are you willing to represent yourself?
Yeah.
Okay. Waive public defender. All right, step out into the hallway, please. Wait for the bailiffs. Don't leave until they give you your next set of instructions. Javis Johnson. Johnson.
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Granted. Zeta Johnson.
Judge, there's a second case on that. It's 24 SR 0041. We're going to be dead docking in those cases this morning. Yeah, but
All right, both those from the dead docket. Richard Joyner. Richard Joyner.
that's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Felix Jones. Conference, thank you, Mr. Jones. Right back to you, Mr. Malloy. Frederick Jones.
Conference, Your Honor.
All right, Michael Jones took care of his case on February 6th. Yeah. That's what I have.
Yeah, he went to walk out to be.
Okay. Yeah, yeah, so Michael, it's kind of confusing. Michael David Jones had 2 other cases on the February trial calendar. Those
Oh, that's what we're all mixed up.
Yes.
Yeah. There's Michael David Jones.
Right. Michael Vernon Jones is here.
Yes.
Yes. And Michael Vernon Jones has a 3rd case. It's 24 SR 0042. That's a DUI, suspended license
All right.
of the traffic.
Is Michael Vernon Jones here in the courtroom?
He's here, Your Honor.
All right, he's waving at you. Are you Vernon or David?
No, Fergie, no. I already answered.
They answered, you have an attorney and they answered for you. So you're good. Your case is well in hand. So you brought them here to do it and they did it. So it's all good. Take it, you're good. Okay.
I just want, what's going on with Michael David Jones?
Yeah, I'm just mixed up. I have a note that Michael David Jones pled on February 6th of 2024.
Yeah, he had two or three other cases that were suspended license.
And then that's on the last one.
This is why we always need to use all names. So,
Yeah.
and then Michael Vernon Jones, are you present?
He is present, conference room.
Excellent. He's yours and you're waving at me from the back.
Yep.
Okay. And I've added to this calendar 24 SR 0042. All right. Everybody got that? Kiyuka Kelly? How do you say your first name? Names are important.
It's Bianca.
Kiyaka. Names are important. What do you want to do?
I don't know my next time.
All right. Do you want to talk to the public defender's office? No? Are you waiving the right to apply with them? And if so, would you represent yourself at trial if it came to that?
Yeah.
Okay. Then you may step out into the hallway. Do not leave until the bailiffs come out and give you your next set of instructions. All right, King, looks like, do it one more time, I'm so sorry. All right, okay. I have a question mark about a warrant, I don't know, we'll take a look at it. Clifton King,
He's in jail and he's not ours.
not yours, in jail. All right, we'll see you Wednesday afternoon. Joy Loney,
She's in jail also, not ours.
And Ms. Loney has two additional cases, Judge.
I'm ready.
23 SR 1978, that's a pedestrian under influence. 24 SR 0043, that's a shoplifting and other charges.
All right, so you got that. Erica's already really good about pulling those other cases, but I appreciate you telling me that, so. All right, Blake Lunsford. Conference, thank you. Antonio Mays. I'm so sorry, Antonio Mayo.
All right, Tom Ford, Mr. Mayor. For speak with the state, we'll see if we get it worked out.
Okay.
Thank you.
Hold on, I think he's got,
Brent represents him on board.
We have several cases.
Yeah, he's got two. So,
are you taking over the other cases from Purple Brown's office?
I can. I
Okay,
don't know if that's me. I don't know who's.
that's all right. I don't know, we don't normally, as you're well aware, we don't normally have somebody have two different.
I'm gonna find out where we're at.
Okay, that sounds great.
Thank you.
I'm just putting down for a conference. You don't need to see me again, just,
Thank you. Yes, sir.
I didn't catch his name. What's your name?
Tom Ford.
Tom Ford.
Thank you, sir.
okay.
I thought it had already been waived anyway.
All right, Mercavius McFarland. McFarland,
That's for bond forfeiture and benchmark.
Grant. Karen Mims. No. Is that our Karen? No.
That's not the same.
Sorry, person. Mims?
Well, that's,
Okay, no,
it's not-
that's a shame.
well, that's for bond forfeiture and benchmark.
Grant. Tiffany, I think it's spelled differently. Tiffany Mitchell. Tiffany Mitchell. Okay,
That's for bond forfeiture and benchmark.
granted.
On both of them.
And I'll set a cash bond on the ticket.
That was an FTA already in ticket too.
Okay. All right, back to you, Mr. Malloy. Ty Mitchell.
He's in jail.
All right. Mr. Mitchell has a fourth case.
All right.
You've got the 3 on the calendar, and then 23 SR 2081. That's a forgery case.
Okay,
Busy Wednesday.
mention that. Timothy Morgan.
Yes, sir.
Good morning.
Conference.
Conference, thank you.
Can you tell me what I'm charged with, sir? This is
Yes.
12 years old.
Knowingly driving a motor vehicle on a revoked, canceled, suspended, canceled, or revoked registration. Did that come from the city of Griffin?
I believe so, sir, I'm not sure.
That's okay. It doesn't matter. That just, those cases end up here usually because they come from the city of Griffin. Otherwise, that would have been on our ticket count. So, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
He had a warrant from,
May of 22. It's from the sheriff's office. It was a TK.
Oh, okay.
yeah, I think just he just came in and got his warrant lifted today,
That's fine.
handed here.
Conference sounds good. All right, Lavesta Parks.
Judge, I believe that,
Yeah, that one got moved.
yeah, I think that's on April, so there's, yes, there's a 23 SR 1944, 23 SR 2033. I believe all those are on the April trial calendar. Along with a couple other cases.
Okay. So Erica, if you'll just move this to that calendar. I assume Parks is not here. That's fine. What,
And
what
she's
I'll-
our client, Judge.
she's yours. So what I'll do is also y'all, I won't do a warrant. What I'll do is just, because we have 10 days before trial in April, I'll just arraign her on this one, or, and then we'll just keep going forward.
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, Patricia Perigo.
Conference, Your Honor.
Justin Rollins.
That's,
Okay.
well, that's for bond forfeiture at this point.
Whatever the time is, going to put Marvin half down.
Menage Reed.
Being dry.
All right, and I need to disclose that I represented Mr. Reed when I was in private practice. Obviously, it's been a few years now, but I was trying to let him know that. Mr. Reed, do you want to apply with the Public Defender's Office?
No, sir.
Are you willing to represent yourself at trial?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, if you will step out into the hallway and wait for the bailiffs. Don't leave till they come talk to you. Denise Renfro, I show that one's closed.
Yes, that pled jail.
Okay.
Along with a second case, 23 SR 2037.
All right, Brandon Rice.
Conference, Your Honor.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Rice has a second case.
Okay.
It's 24 SR 0044. That's a loitering.
All right, so I'm adding that to it.
We'd like to at least arraign him today if we don't resolve both of them.
I think that sounds great. Erica, we've had a ton of these. Do you need anything from me?
I'm good.
Yeah, they're just.
Again, I appreciate y'all doing it. It's much easier to catch it now and do this now than it is to do this later. So, Tanya Roberts. Roberts? No?
That's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant.
Granted. Cameron Sampler.
Bench trial.
All right, do you want to talk to the Public Defender's Office?
Yes, sir.
Are you waiving the right to apply for their services?
Yes, sir.
And are you willing to represent yourself at trial?
Yes, sir.
All right, let's step out in the hallway.
So Mr. Sampler has a second case. It's just a ticket. It's 23 TK 5828. It's just a seatbelt ticket.
Okay, well, on that one, he wouldn't qualify for the Public Defender's Office or a jury trial anyway, so that moves on just fine. All right, Mr. Sampler, you understand that you're about to sign those documents for 2 trials, for 2 cases? Okay, we'll step out in the hallway, please. Crystal Sharp, do you want to talk to the Public Defender's Office?
No, sir.
Are you waiving the right to apply with their services?
Yes, sir.
And are you willing to represent yourself at trial?
Yes, sir.
If you will step out into the hallway and don't leave until the bailiffs come talk to you. All right, back to you, Mr. Malloy. Vicky Snow. Looks like 3 cases. Vicky Snow.
Yeah, we think she's probably, I think she's homeless. Well, that's for bond forfeiture and bench warrant. On all of them.
And Melvin Thrash.
I got a, Judge, we got a note from a family member that Mr. Thrash is in a medical rehab facility. with no anticipated discharge date. I don't really have much other details on that, but they did bring us proof that he's medical. We'd be fine with continuing it to,
They've also contacted our office.
y'all represent him, or just somebody else?
Okay. Would it be,
It was late Friday.
so y'all know where he is?
Spalding post-acute.
It's the nursing home on Airport Road.
Yeah, okay. Would it help? Y'all tell me what you need. Would it help if I appointed y'all? Or do you wanna wait to see if the family follows up?
It doesn't matter. Easier for an appointment.
Okay, well then, if you'll give me that order, and then
I will.
Erica, if you'll push it off to wherever they agree is the appropriate place.
Chances for that. So I guess we could just go ahead and arraign him instead of continuing it, couldn't we?
Well, they haven't waived.
Yeah, we're not even-
Yeah, they can't waive this.
Oh, yeah.
I thought it too, by the way, if it makes you feel any better. I immediately went that one, and went, no, they can't waive this. You gotta have that in writing, so. But short answer is that you certainly could figure out a resolution that we could deal with in the next court date. Do you believe to Wade? Wade? No?
It's for bond forfeiture and benchmark.
Cindy, wages?
Gentlemen, that's already set for negotiation.
Cedric Weems? All right. Mr. Weems, do you want to talk to the public defender's office? Are you waiving the right to apply? And are you willing to represent yourself at trial? All right, those are all the right questions for you. So step out into the hallway. He does not need to sign a verdict form because it's a jury trial. I'll have him sign that at the next court date. Glenda Wright?
That's all through negotiating. We already have our cases.
I can sign it. All right, so a couple of announcements to sweep everybody else up. If there was anyone here whose name was not Paul, stand up for me. There's always a couple. It's all right. All right, we're gonna work our way across here. What's your name over there? Nice and loud. Austin Dietz.
He was a bitch for it.
Okay, are you all familiar with him?
Um,
Spell your last name for me.
Dietz.
It's 22 SR 807.
I was incarcerated for court.
Okay,
I've got proof of incarceration.
all right. I'm gonna put you down for a conference.
Okay.
You'll go last, but I believe we should be able to get to it. So, all right, grab a seat. Thank you. What's your name?
Christopher Allison.
Allison? Is your middle name Darty?
Yes, sir.
I remember you, but not from where. Did you go to trial on a felony back in like the early 2000s for like a theft of a vehicle case? Is that you? Does that sound familiar at all? No.
You say that would be,
Yes, theft by receiving stolen property. It's all right. I tried it. The defendant was Christopher Darty Allison. I just figured it was you. Okay, one case and then two cases where he's a witness. Also theft by receiving stolen property. All right, 22 SR 1751. You missed your first arraignment date.
it's in paperwork from my mother dated out.
Yeah, are you, okay, what do you want to do with your case?
Oh, jury trial. I mean, a bench trial.
All right, do you want to talk to the public defender's office?
No.
No? Are you willing to represent yourself at your bench trial?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right, so bench trial, self-represented. And again, it's 22 SR 1751. Mr. Allison, I'm gonna lift your bench warrant
When was that bench warrant?
a couple months ago.
But that case number, so.
Yeah, it's November. So, all right, so 22 SR 1751. Mr. Allison, I need you to hear me very clearly tell you I will not lift another warrant. You understand that?
Sure.
I will not lift another warrant. If you're late to court or you miss another court date, I'm going to hold you in jail. Do you understand that? Okay. All right, and that's it. Mr. Allison, if you will step outside, I'll sign the warrant lift in a little bit. And you're going to sign a reset notice and your bench trial form. So wait out in the hallway for the bailiffs. All right, what's your name? Nice and loud.
Shannon Martin.
Your Honor, that's our client from last week, the one that would have been here Wednesday,
Yes.
so we've got her.
Okay. I remember y'all telling me you were walking in somebody.
Yes, sir.
Because I didn't issue a warrant on it because y'all were walkers. Okay, you're good. All right, anybody else? All right, so I'm going to let Mr. Shepherd and Mr. Malloy make some announcements. And that was him, and I did try that case in front of Judge Miller, so if anybody wants it, Kathy's got the transcript.
All right, good morning, y'all. I'm Patrick Shepherd. I'm the solicitor. I'm the prosecutor. This is Jackie Tony. She's the other solicitor. We'll be the ones doing the conferences this morning. If you're represented by an attorney, and there's several of you who are represented by the public defender, just follow their instructions for the rest of the morning. We can't speak with you directly, but we'll speak to your attorneys. They'll relay your plea offers, so just do whatever they say for the rest of the morning. So if you do not have an attorney, you've asked for a conference. It's going to happen in a few minutes. Ms. Sherry Hilton here with the gray sweater on, and Ms. Lenise Fletcher over there with the beige sweater on. We'll start calling names. We'll call up 4 or 5 at a time. When your name is called, you're going to follow one of those ladies out the double doors over here to my right, your left. Follow them down the hallway. There's a waiting area outside of my office. Finally have seats on the chairs out there. Either myself or Ms. Tony will call you back when it's time for your conference. When you're done with your conference, you're going to come back down the same hallway to the same set of double doors. Quietly have a seat in the courtroom, do your enter your plea, or get instructions for your trial date. When you come back into the courtroom, make sure you do use those double doors. Do not use the single door over there next to Deputy Holder. If you come through that single door, you disrupt court and make Judge Thacker unhappy. Not a good way to start your week. There's obviously a lot more of y'all than there are of us. We know what we're doing. We move quick. We do this pretty much every day. We'll have everybody out of here in a decent time today. All right, thank y'all.
Good morning, my name is Terrence Malloy. I'm with the Youth Crossford. I'm one of the 2 public defenders. Mr. Harry Crossford on my left, my partner, he's the other public defender. For those of you who've already signed before, we said conference, that we represent you. What's going to happen is once the judge leaves the bench for the break, we will call you back individually. We have your files here. We're going to give you information we have in the files. It's already pre-trial with the prosecutor, and we'll go from there, see what we're going to do with the cases. But here's how the best way to make that work. Even though the judge is going to leave the bench and he said you need to take a break, you got to go out to the bathroom, that's fine. Please be right back. What happens is when we call your name, you're not present. What we're going to do is put your name file on the pile. We call your name the second time, and you don't respond the second time, your name goes to the bottom of the pile again, but then you have to address the judge. We say this every time we do this, and for some reason somebody decides to somehow go somewhere and not come back. We don't know why, we don't know where, but we have to say this every time. So help yourselves, help us help you by being present, we'll call your name. For those of you who want to apply for our services, you're going to talk to my court administrator, Ms. Chastity Porter. Okay, she's going to go through the application process with you this morning here in the courtroom. You will know today, pretty much, whether or not you qualify for our services. If so, then we'll take your case moving forward. If not, then it's up to you to either represent yourself or find your own private counsel. And that's all we're going to do with her this morning. It doesn't really do you a whole lot of good to tell her your whole story about the case, because 1, she's not really the attorney, so she can't really do anything about it. But 2, she's got multiple people to talk to, so we try to get you, like Mr. Shepherd said, we want to try to get you all out of here as fast as possible, so help us again by being cooperative. I think I got enough, Judge.
I think that's it. So, all right, let me make a couple of announcements here. Hands down, please. So a couple of things. Number 1, for those of you who have questions remaining, you may speak with the bailiffs. Again, I'm the luckiest judge in the state of Georgia. I have amazing people in every direction, and I'm very confident that the bailiffs will be able to answer your question. Number 2, I'm going to say what Mr. Malloy just said in a slightly different way. So I need you to listen. One of you, statistically speaking, is going to volunteer to go to jail today. Let me do that one more time. One of you, statistically speaking, is going to volunteer to go to jail. And how that's going to happen is, I'm about to take a break, and my instructions are going to be very simple. We're all human. Most of us have had coffee. Go to the restroom, get back to your seats. That's the instructions. Like, that's the entirety of the instructions I'm about to give you. But every day, somebody just wanders off. I don't know if they're getting a haircut or trying to mow their yard or getting an oil change. I don't know. And I don't know how to stop it. But here's the deal. I have a solution for it. which is that if you do it, I'm gonna issue a warrant, I'm gonna no bond you, no matter what your charges are, and then I'll come see you in the jail in a few weeks. So the fact of the matter is that one of you today will very likely choose to go to jail. I'm sorry, I hope not, but it's probably gonna happen. So with that said, those of you with questions, talk to the bailiffs. Do y'all want me to take these or do you want me to wait until you're ready?
I'm gonna wait until you're ready on it.
Okay, that's fine.
You're not that many.
Yeah, that's fine. So what I'll do is I'm gonna step off the bench until, let's do 30 minutes. Are we all in agreement? That's about right. I know I'm trying to do the new time frames. So, okay, so 10:45, I'll be back on the bench. Here's your instructions. Everybody ready? Hey, we're all human. Most of us had coffee. Step to the restroom, get back to your seats. Ms. Middleton, the floor is yours.
Thank you. If I call your name, if you'll please step through these double doors and we'll meet you out in the hallway. Aaron Black, Raymond Bogan, Jahidi Burr, Quentin Fields, Felix Jones,
Is that yours?
Yes,
Yes.
Your Honor.
All right, that's a null price. I'm signing it. Thank you. All right, your first plea is wages.
Miss Wages?
First down. You better win the prize.
If you will, please raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
I gotta tell you what I've done.
No.
Oh.
I just said, will you tell me the truth? So, that's okay. So before I can ask questions, I just have to make certain that you promise that you're telling me the truth. So,
Yes, sir.
all right, that's all I'm looking for. So, all right. So, Ms. Wages, please state your full name for me.
Cindy Wages.
Ms. Wages, you're here today on 23 SR 1068. And according to my calendar, you were on time for court today. Is that correct?
Yes.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom? And did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall? Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
Your attorney has passed up to me this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document as the written version of those rights?
Yes.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes.
Page 2?
Yes.
Is that your signature?
Yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes.
And to ask your attorney any questions that you have about it?
This is the public defender, right?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
Mr. Charles.
Okay.
So,
Yes.
do you need any more time to ask Mr. Charles any questions that you have about anything on this form?
Yeah. Because the defendant's here. Oh, no, not on the form yet. Sorry.
I told, the victim is here, Your Honor, but that doesn't matter. We have a negotiated plea
Yes.
and try to talk to the victim. It
All
doesn't
right,
matter.
so Jennifer Calhoun is present and.
Right.
Hey, you did a good job, Mr. Charles.
Thank you.
You got your good deal. Okay. All right, so let's jump in. This one. Okay. Ms. Wages, do you have any questions for me about anything before I pivot to your attorney with my next set of questions?
No.
Mr. Charles, do you stipulate that there's a sufficient factual basis for me to accept this criminal trespass plea here in Spalding on June 18th of 2023?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Do you wish to enter a guilty plea to this criminal trespass charge, Ms. Wages?
Yeah.
I'm gonna find with Mr. Charles' stipulation combined with Ms. Wages' request to enter a guilty plea, there's enough for me to take this plea. I'm gonna find that you are knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it exactly the way it's been negotiated. Any questions? Anything else, Mr. Charles?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
All right, Ms. Wages, do you have any questions for me about anything?
No.
Okay. All right, so Ms. Wages, on 23 SR 1068, count 1, criminal trespass, we'll find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, $590 is your fine. You may work off your fine with community service work. Show your valid license to probation, business enforcement, no alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee. This sentence shall be consecutive to any current sentence. We're checking that box now, y'all, just to say it out loud. On line 1, we've had several folks who didn't realize they were on probation, and they got back, and Marty caught it. And because of what they already had, this is not yours, I'm just doing it. But what happened was it pressed all of their deadlines together. And so Marty said, if you'll just check box 1 and circle consecutive to any current sentence, that'll let her spread them out a little bit and give everybody a little bit more breathing.
Right, that's if they're already on probation.
Yeah, and so we're circling it because a lot of times our defendants don't remember.
That they're on probation.
And so that way, if they're not on probation, it doesn't change anything for them. But if it is, it gives Marty and her team a little bit more.
To make it consecutive instead of only coming.
Yes.
I do have a question.
Yes,
Once the windshield's paid, I can be off probation.
that is not part of the negotiations.
You have to finish your fine because the windshield is $400 and the fine is $590.
Is early termination or non-reporting part of the
But he
negotiation?
said if she finished paying and then no violent contact, because it's no violent contact with the victim who was here.
Okay,
In fact, the victim requested that the case be dismissed, but Patrick said no.
okay.
That's where we are.
Well, how about this? You go do right, and then you can ask me. How about that? So, all right.
So I'm paying $590 for the criminal trespass and the windshield for $400?
That's correct.
And you pay that to the clerk's office.
Okay.
All right, so to jump back in, this sentence shall be consecutive to any current sentence. $50 in restitution to Spalding County to offset the cost of your attorney. You are going to pay $400 in restitution to Jennifer Calhoun. The way you'll pay that is you will make a one-time $400 payment to the clerk of court on the first floor of this building. At which point you will take the receipt for that $400 in restitution to sentence enforcement, and that will be your proof that you've paid the restitution in full. You'll have no contact whatsoever with Jennifer Calhoun. There currently is no early termination.
No, that should be changed. She requested no violent contact.
No violent contact. Correct you that.
She's in court.
Okay, I've changed it. I tell you what, I'll just put on here that you may go to phone report. Once you've completed it, that might be enough to give you some room. It's actually e-report.
I don't know what that is, Your Honor.
It just means once you've done everything you're supposed to do, you don't have to report physically to the sentence enforcement office anymore.
Okay.
So I can do that much without negotiations. That doesn't substantially change it. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 12 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. You have any questions before you and I part ways?
No.
All right, thank you very much. You'll step up with Mrs. Phillips. All right, I'll show you my next case.
Glenda, right?
Right, Linda, right?
Glenda?
Is that y'all's?
Yes.
All right, I'm trying to call y'all's cases, so. All right, if you'll please raise your right hand for me, Ms. Wright. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, and you can pull that mic down, and there you go, perfect. And state your full name for me.
Glenda Ann Wright.
Ms. Wright, you're here today on 23 SR 0460. And according to my calendar, you were on time for court today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
Your attorney has passed up to me this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
Yes.
Do you recognize it as the written version of those rights I read out to the court?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the
Yes, sir.
lines on page 1?
Mhm.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it
Yes, sir.
and to ask your attorneys any questions you have about it,
Yes, sir.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Wright, have you had all the time that you need to speak with your attorneys about all aspects of your case?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the job they've done on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial,
Yes.
and that by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Wright, do you have any questions for me about anything before I pivot to your attorney with my next set of questions?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Charles, do you stipulate there's a factual basis to support this count 2 obstruction charge from here in Spalding County on December 17th of 2021?
Yes, I do.
All right, Ms. Wright, do you want to enter a guilty plea to that count 2, that obstruction charge?
Yes.
All right, and we'll find that with Mr. Charles's stipulations, the factual basis, combined with Ms. Wright's request to enter a guilty plea, that there's enough for me to take the plea. I'm going to find that she's knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving her rights in entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it. Anything, Mr. Charles, you want to add?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Ms. Wright, do you have any questions for me about anything before I sentence?
Yes.
You ready?
Mhm.
All right, here we go. Glenda Wright, 23 SR 8460, from December 17th of 2021, count 2, obstruction. Guilty, 12 months, 408.75 is your fine. Count 1 is dismissed. That's 12 months of total probation. Show your valid license to sentence enforcement. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 supervision fee, $25 intake fee, This is consecutive to any current sentence. $50 in restitution to Spalding County to offset the cost of your attorney, and 20 hours of community service work. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you wish to use, you have 12 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights.
Your Honor. Yes, fine, it's $400, not 408.
It's written 408,
It's
75.
it's 400.
Okay, let me just pull up the fine chart and we'll get this.
Yeah.
You're saying it should be 400 total?
Yeah, 400. We negotiated $400 fine. I don't know about the surcharge.
Okay, well, I'll have that here in just a second. I'm pulling it up. Because it was a December 17th.
You can consider
One.
you can do that.
Okay, that makes it actually, yeah, because that number was not anything that looked right to me. The actual fine should be $590.
Why? Well, it was reduced because she's only getting $942 a month in Social Security.
Well, if I made it $200, that would be, I could do $445. $300 would be $445.
Okay, that will be.
Okay, that'll work. And again, you can work off all of your fines with the community service
Listen,
work.
because you can do community service.
We're a $0 court except for restitution. So every dollar I talk about has a not dollar pathway to get it checked off. So that was the first thing I did when I got here, and it's worked out beautifully for us. So don't panic. We're a $0 court. Okay?
Thank you.
Except for restitution. So, all right. You have 30 days from today. Let's see if I think I finished everything. So, yes, I finished everything. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and you have 12 months if you want to use your habeas rights. Any questions before we part ways?
Yes.
All right, if you'll go with Ms. Yarborough out those double doors. All right, Felix Jones is in my box. Frederick Jones.
All right, if I call your name, if you'll go through those double doors and I'll meet you in the hallway. Shadrach August, Tamaya Roberts, and Austin Dietz.
All right, so before we jump into Frederick Jones, just announce again, Felix Jones, second case on page 8 is an authorized and just signed it. And this is Frederick Jones, correct?
Sir, yes, sir.
All right, so now, Mr. Jones, if you will, Frederick Lewis Jones, if you'll please raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Jones, state your full name for me.
Fred Lewis Jones.
All right, Mr. Jones, on 23 SR 1631, you were here today. Have you met with sentence enforcement yet, or given them your information?
No, it doesn't have that time served, Your Honor.
Fantastic.
Yeah,
Okay.
he already served the 22 days.
This is great. I just couldn't figure out what it is, but that's the answer to my
Right,
question.
that's
Thank
it,
you.
yeah.
Lucky's judge in Georgia, right here.
Mhm.
All right, Mr. Jones, you were here on time for court today, is that correct?
Sir, yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Sir, yes, sir.
I'm holding up this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver that your lawyer has passed up. Do you recognize this document as the written version of those rights?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is this your signature?
Sir, yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Huh?
Yes?
Sir.
All right, and Mr. Jones, do you, Have you had all the time that you need to speak with your attorneys about all aspects of your cases, of your case?
Yes.
Are you satisfied with the job they've done on your behalf?
Sir, yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
We have to say yes or yes.
Yes.
And by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do, is close your case with this plea?
Sir, yes, sir.
Now, you, Mr. Charles, do you stipulate that there's a factual basis for me to accept this battery charge plea from September 26, 2023? And I'll note that it is not, I repeat, not a family violence case.
Yes, sir, I do.
Do you want to enter a guilty plea to this battery charge?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You want to?
Sir. Yes.
Okay, I have to have a yes on that,
Okay.
if you want me to go forward.
Yes, sir.
All right, so I'm gonna do this one more time to make sure we have a clear record. Frederick Lewis Jones, do you want to enter a guilty plea to this battery charge from September 26th of 2023?
Sir, yes, sir.
Okay, then I'm gonna find that with your request to enter the guilty plea combined with your attorney's stipulation for the factual basis that there's enough for me to take the plea. I'm gonna find that you knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I will follow it. Mr. Charles, anything you wish to add?
No, Your Honor, thank you very much.
Mr. Jones, any questions?
Sir, no, sir.
Here we go. Frederick Jones, 23 SR 1631, count one battery, and we'll find you guilty. It's 22 days to serve. Credit for time served in full. I'm initialing that, which means that there's no additional jail time. I've marked out all the probation conditions, and I'm signing it saying that it's time served, and you have served all the time previously, so you do not need to meet with sentence enforcement. You've already signed it, so Clint, you can pull it apart, give them copies, and off you go. You have 30 days from today if you want to appeal this decision. You have 12 months if you want to use your habeas rights. Any questions for the part ways?
Sir, no, sir.
All right, you'll stick around a minute. Mr. Phillips is going to give you a copy of your sentence, and then you're free to go.
Sir, thank you, sir.
Is that yours? Yes. All right. If you'll please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down and state your full name for me.
That's Omar Wade.
All right, Mr. Wade, you're here today on 23 SR 1447, and according to my calendar,
You was late, Your Honor.
okay, you were late. This is one of the last of your cases, correct? All right, out of courtesy to Mr. Charles, I'm gonna take this now, even though I would normally wait longer. So you can thank your attorney for this one. Mr. Wade, your attorney has passed up to me this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes, sir.
page 2?
Yes, sir.
And is this your signature?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Wade, I noticed that you left blank whether you are a United States citizen or not. Which one of those is it?
United States citizen.
Okay, I'm just gonna initial that and we're gonna keep going. All right, so, Mr. Wade, are there any questions about anything on this attorney and defendant plea rights waiver that I can answer for you?
No, sir.
Have you had all the time that you need to speak with your attorneys about your case?
Yes, sir.
Are you satisfied with the job they've done on your behalf?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial on your case?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that by entering this plea that there will be no trial and this case will be closed?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Right. So, Mr. Wade, do you understand that you're about to enter a plea to a family violence charge?
Yes, sir.
Am I correct that you're already a convicted felon? Or am I mistaken on
No.
that? No. Do you understand that as a result of this plea, you will lose your firearm rights for the rest of your days?
Yes, sir.
Is that acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And that includes ammunition, do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Wade, any questions for me before I pivot to your attorney?
No, sir.
All right, Ms. Charles, do you stipulate that there's a factual basis to support this plea to battery family violence from September 22nd, 2023 here in Spalding County?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Mr. Wade, do you want to enter a guilty plea to battery family violence?
Yes, sir.
I'm going to find with Mr. Charles's stipulations combined with Mr. Wade's request to enter a guilty plea that there's enough for me to take the plea. I'm going to find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I've reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it exactly the way it's been negotiated. Mr. Charles, the floor is yours if you want it.
No.
Okay. Mr. Wade, do you have any questions I can answer for you about anything?
No, sir.
You ready? All right, Mr. Wade, 23 SR 1447, from September 22nd, 23. Count 1, battery, family violence. I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation. 735 is your fine. You may work off your fine with community service work, getting a license to sentence enforcement. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee. Thank you all. You checked the box that says this runs consecutive to any current sentence in case there is one. Appreciate that. $50 restitution to Spalding County to offset the cost of your attorney. 20 hours of community service work. No contact whatsoever with Melissa Head, and you shall not have access to firearms or ammunition. And that's the sentence of the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 12 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Can I answer any questions for you, Mr. Wade, about anything before you and I part ways?
No, sir.
All right. We'll pass you off to Ms. Yarborough. She's going to walk out those double doors and have you meet with sentencing enforcement. I think that's all I have for y'all. I don't show anything else. That's all I got. Okay, good job, y'all. Like as always. Y'all be safe today and you're heading out.
Okay, he has to do, I send it to you up there. He's doing a survey.
Yeah, let's go.
He's doing the.
Let's come back on record. We're going to work our way through the self-representatives now. Let's start with Bogan. Mr. Bogan, come on up. And Mr. Bogan, if you would be more comfortable being seated, you may have a seat, and that's the seat that Mr. Malloy is vacating when he's finished. I do not have a preference, other than you choose what is best for you. That's my only preference. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay, I only touched the paperwork under direct.
Thank you.
Mr. Bogan, are you ready to do your plea?
Yes, sir.
All right. If you'll please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right. Please lean into that mic and state your full name for me.
Raymond Curtis Bolton Jr.
All right, Mr. Bogan, you are here today on 22 SR 2044. And Mr. Bogan, according to my calendar, you are on time for court today. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
I did.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Bogan, you have passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize it as the written version of those rights I read out earlier?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes, sir.
page 2?
Yes,
Is that your signature?
yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes,
Okay, Mr. Bogan, you have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself. Is that what you want to do?
yes,
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
yes,
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed? Is that what you want to do?
yes,
All right, Mr. Bogan, you're charged with 1 count of theft by shoplifting, in that you did here in Spalding County, back on March 31st of 2021, commit the offense of theft by shoplifting, by taking merchandise, the product of, give me just a second, I'll pull that up. Merchandise, the property of Kroger, to your own use, by concealing the merchandise and depriving Kroger of ownership. Did you do that?
yes,
I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt that there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in entering this plea. I've reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it as you've negotiated it. Do you have any questions for me about anything?
no, sir.
You ready for me to sentence?
Yes,
Okay. Raymond Bogan, 22 SR 2044, count 1, theft by shoplifting. I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, $590 is your fine. That's total 12 months probation. You can work off your fine with community service work. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products. You'll be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee. This is consecutive to any current sentence, if any. And it terminates once 6 months have passed, no violations have occurred, and all conditions have been met. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 12 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Mr. Bogan, are there any questions I can answer for you about anything before you and I part ways?
yes, sir.
Okay, what's your question?
I don't think I'm be able to pay that fine. I'm disabled and I don't have the job.
Don't panic. We're a $0 court. We're a $0, well, except for restitution. Except for restitution, we're a $0 court. Every dollar I talk about in this courtroom, other than restitution, has multiple pathways to check that box without pulling cash out of your pocket. And sentence enforcement is going to work closely with you, and they're going to explain all of your options to you. And you don't even need to come back to me to get those boxes checked, okay?
Yes, sir.
So you talk to them, you let them know what you need, and they will help you get there.
Okay.
Does that help you breathe a little bit? Again, I just need you to take responsibility. I don't necessarily need your money. That's what we're looking for. You good with that?
Yes.
Okay? And you and I are going to be okay.
All right.
All right, thank you, Mr. Bogan. Fields? Just wondered they abandoned you.
That's usual.
Yeah.
I'm okay.
All right, you are Quentin Fields.
Right.
Please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm that the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, take your hand up and state your full name for me.
Quentin Fields.
Mr. Fields, you were here today on 23 SR 0327. And according to my calendar, you were on time for court today. Is that correct?
Right.
All right. Mr. Fields, did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom? And did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
Mr. Fields, do you have passed to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver? Do you recognize this document?
Yes.
Do you recognize this is the written version of those rights I read out earlier?
Yes.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes.
page 2?
Yes.
And is this your signature?
Yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having
Yes.
all the time you needed to review it?
Yes.
Because you understood everything that's on it.
Right.
Mr. Fields, did you see on here, as well as hear me say, that you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes.
And you're here representing yourself?
Right.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
You understand that you have the right to a jury trial,
Yes.
and that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
All right. You are charged with one count of disorderly conduct, and that you did here in Spalding County back on December 11th, 2022, acting in a disorderly manner in the presence of Kiera Wilson in a manner that threatened the immediate breach of peace. Did you do that?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt as to the reduced charge of disorderly conduct that there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I'll review the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions about anything before I sentence?
No.
All right. Ms. Fields, on 23 SR 0327, count 1, disorderly conduct, I'm gonna find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, 590 is your fine. You may work off your fine with community service work. Show your valid license to sentence enforcement. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee. This is consecutive to any current sentence. You may terminate, your case will terminate the moment you satisfy these obligations to the court and have no violations. You are to have no violent contact with Kiera Wilson. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and 12 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. All right, any questions about anything before you and I part ways?
No.
All right. Then I am going to pass you off to Ms. Yarborough, and she's going to walk you out and have you give me the sentence enforcement. All right, thank you. All right, the next one is a Nalpros. Just initial. That way,
I just want
they were rushing out. You should tell them they're they'll be rushing. You need anything else from me? Next one is a Nalpros. It's Lunsford. Lunsford here. All right, next plea is Aaron Black. So maybe a couple of cases. All right. If you'll please raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Okay.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
Aaron Nicole Black.
Ms. Black, you were here today, it looks like on 2 cases. It looks like 23 SR 1061, which we're gonna enter a plea on, and then we're gonna dismiss 23 SR 1062, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Those are your only 2 cases?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so coming back to 23 SR 1061. Ms. Black, you were, according to my calendar, on time for court today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about those rights?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Black, you have passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Do you recognize it as the written version those rights I read out earlier?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Ms. Black, did you read on here as well as hear me say that you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes, sir.
And you're here representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, you're giving up that right to a trial? Is
Yes.
that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Black, do you understand that you are about to enter a plea to a family violence charge?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that because of that family violence charge, you will not be allowed to have firearm or ammunition for the rest of your days?
Yes, sir.
Is that acceptable to you?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Black, you are charged with 1 count of simple battery in that you did have unlawful physical contact with Haley Hendrickson back on June 22nd of 2023 here in Spalding County. Did you do that?
Yes, sir.
I'm gonna find that with your admission of guilt that there's enough for me to take your plea. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it. Well, I'm a little confused on the fine. Give me just a second. Did they tell you that that's not a traditional fine? Did they say it was 300 plus the add-ons or 300 including the add-ons?
It's 300. I'm not sure. They gave me the same plea they gave Haley. Haley was seen a month or so ago. A couple months ago. She was in a court case.
The fine they normally do on this is $445. 445 is 300 plus the add-ons. But there is a $300 total fine. And that's why I want to make certain that I'm reading this correctly. I'm pulling her case and see what her fine was. Okay, hers was 300 total. So, again, not a very common fine, but not out of the ordinary. So, all right, so I'll follow the recommendation exactly the way it's negotiated. Any questions, Ms. Black, before I sentence?
No, sir.
You ready for me to sentence?
Yes, sir.
All right. Aaron Nicole Black, 23 SR 1061 from June 22nd of 2023. Count 1, simple battery, family violence, guilty, 12 months, $300 total, which is 200 plus the add-ons. I need to note by operation of law, this is a high and aggravated misdemeanor, which means to you that if you do get jail time, you will receive no more credit than 4 days per month. But there's no jail time on here. It's just a power to probation. You understand that?
Yes, sir.
Show your valid license to sentence enforcement. No illegal drugs, hemp products, or alcohol. You'll be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee. This will be consecutive to any current sentence. No contact with Haley Hendrickson, and you shall have no access to firearms or ammunition for the rest of your days. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 12 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Any questions that I can answer for you about anything?
Yes, sir.
I had one. Is Haley in Savannah? Did you
Haley's
get
in
that?
Brunswick.
Brunswick? Okay.
She was in
We're off.
Christian way.
Okay, yeah.
And she
Brunswick.
got kicked out.
I was thinking Savannah, but Brunswick maybe.
She got
Please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give in this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right. State your full name for me.
Howdy, Burr.
Mr. Burr, you're here today on 22 SR 2028. And Mr. Burr, according to my calendar, you were on time for court today. Is that correct?
Correct.
Did you hear the rights read out to the courtroom? And did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Burr, do you have any questions for me on those rights?
No.
Mr. Burr, you passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document that I'm holding up?
Yes.
Do you recognize it as the written version of those rights I read out earlier?
Yes.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1,
Yes.
page 2,
Yes.
and is this your signature?
Yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it
Yes.
and because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
Do you understand that you have the right to have an attorney represent you
Yes, I do.
and you're here representing yourself?
Yes.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial? And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
Okay. So Mr. Burr, I just want to be a little bit careful because your body language is telling me that you're, maybe I'm missing something, but I'm reading pauses and hesitations. Is there anything we need to discuss or do you want me to keep going forward?
Oh, no, you can keep going. Just the only thing I was confused about is she told me I had to do 12 months probation. Even if I paid the fines, I still have to do the whole 12 months of probation. And that's what just got me confused.
Sure, that is correct. But sentence enforcement will work with you once you've completed all of your conditions. So the short answer is that that is a correct statement. But I think you'll find that it's not as black and white on that as you would think it is. So, communicate with sentence enforcement, and I think you'll be pleased with the answers you get. You want to keep going?
Yes, sir.
All right, here we go. You're charged with one count of reckless driving, and that you did here in Spalding County back on March 23rd of 2021. Operate your motor vehicle with a reckless disregard for the safety of person and property. Did you do that?
Yes, sir.
And then count two is that you operated your motor vehicle with a minor without a seatbelt, or a minor with unrestrained. Is that correct?
Yes.
All right. I'm gonna find you guilty on that. That's $50, no probation. It just rolls in. All right, I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights in entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it as you negotiated it. Do you have any questions for me about anything before I sentence?
No, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right. Jihadi Burr on 22 SR 2028 from March 23rd of 2021. Count one, reckless driving, guilty. 12 months, $1378.50 is your fine. Count two, minor, unrestrained minor violation, guilty. No additional probation, but a $50 fine added to it. Counts two, wait, let's see.
I'm sure.
I'm a little
Doesn't
confused.
find only counts like count 5.
I agree. It's fine. Let's figure that out.
Maybe.
It happens.
But there was a felony associated with it that may have.
Yeah, it's.
That stuff every
Yeah, it's very clear. There's just a lot of moving parts here from the felony to the misdemeanor to here. So we're good. There we go. Okay, so count one is the reckless driving. Count five is our minor with a seatbelt. So he's entering a plea to 1 and 5. It looks like the felony has already been dismissed. And then our count 2 is marijuana, and then our count 3 is a drug related object. Both of those are being dismissed.
Yes.
I think that cleans us up.
And count 4 was the seatbelt.
Oh, because the cruelty to children,
We never
that's
accused.
what's got it all
Yeah,
confused.
we didn't accuse that.
It's got 5 charges on there, but it's still counting the felony, so you're right. Count 4 is the seatbelt, child and seatbelt. Good catch, Kathy. So now we got it. He's pleading to 1 and 4, 2 and 3 are dismissed. The felony is not counted. It was already dismissed before it got here. Of course, that's how it got here. Okay. All right, survey license to sentence enforcement, alcohol, illegal drugs, hemp products, $50 supervision fee, $25 intake fee, consecutive to any current sentence, and that's the sentence of the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights.
What is habeas for?
Habeas are these weird, it's this weird old law where you sue Spalding County civilly to challenge this conviction. You have 6 months on driving offenses. And just to show you how weird old, I think it's about 400 years old, and it's when they used to lock people up in castle dungeons, and it literally means to hold the body. And they file a habeas corpus, hold the body, saying to the king or whoever, hey, this lord's got me locked in his basement, I should get out. I know, it's just a bizarre old thing. So, but how you use it here today is you can sue Spalding County civilly in Superior Court to challenge this conviction.
And then the 30 days, you say I have 30 days to
Appeal. So if you want to appeal, if you feel like something has happened here that violated your rights, you have 30 days to file that appeal with the court. Okay? All right. If you will walk out with Ms. Yarbrough, they'll get you a sentence enforcement. Bailey? raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
Kevin Sean Bailey.
Mr. Bailey, you're on 22 SR 1248. It looks to me like you originally requested an attorney, but then you ended up having a conference and you have resolved your case. You want me to resolve your case, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
You were on time for court today,
Yes, sir.
and did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Did you, you have passed up to me, Mr. Bailey, this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document as the written version of those rights?
Yes, sir.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir, they are.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature?
Yes, sir, it is.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes, sir. Because
you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
Any questions I can answer for you about anything on this document?
No, sir.
Mr. Bailey, do you understand that you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes, sir.
And you're here today representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you're choosing to do?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, this case will be closed? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right. Mr. Bailey, are you 21 years of age or older?
Yes, sir.
Have you used a NOLO on anything on any suspended license charge in the last 5 years?
No, sir.
All right, and you want me to allow you to use your NOLO for driving that occurred here in Spalding County on September 29th of 2020 and resulted in this charge of operating motor vehicle on a suspended license?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I find that your request for a NOLO is proper and I'm going to grant it. I'm going to find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights to entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions before I sentence?
No, sir.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
All right, Kevin Bailey, 22 SR 1248, from September 29th of 2020, count 1, suspended license. I'm gonna grant you NOLO, it's 12 months probation, $596 is your fine. You may work off your fine with community service or work if you wish. Show a valid license to sentence enforcement, no alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products, you'll be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee. This is consecutive to any current sentence, and this case will close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Can I answer any questions for you before you and I part ways?
No, sir.
All right, if you will walk out with Mr. Phillips out those double doors and go meet with sentence enforcement.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. King? All right, let me see if I wrote this down. All right, Shenanaka? Chinanika, I'm so sorry. Names are so important and I'm so bad at them. So I will get it right, I promise.
It's okay.
All right, well, please raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes.
All right, take your hand down, say your full name for me.
Chinanika Miaja King.
All right, Ms. King, you are here on 22 SR 1720. And according to my calendar, you are on time for court today, is that correct?
Yes.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes.
You have passed up to me this self-represented defendant clear rights waiver. Do you recognize this document as the written version of those rights?
Yes.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes.
Page 2?
Yes.
Is that your signature?
Yes.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes.
You have the right to have an attorney represent you, and you're here representing yourself. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
And you understand that you have the right to a jury trial, and by entering this plea, there will be no trial. This case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
King, are you 21 years of age or older?
Yes.
And that by entering this plea, do you understand, I'm sorry, have you used a NOLO on a suspended license charge in the last 5 years?
No.
All right, and are you asking me to accept the NOLO for driving that occurred here in Spalding County on December 17th of 2020 and results in discharge of operating a motor vehicle on a suspended license?
Yes.
All right, I'm gonna find that your request for a NOLO is proper. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it as negotiated. Do you have any questions for me about anything before I sentence?
No, sir.
You ready?
Yes.
All right. Ms. King, on 22 SR 1720, from December 17th of 2020, count 1, suspended license. Spent your NOLO, it's 12 months, 742.50 is your fine. Counts 2, 3, and 4 are dismissed. Shelbyville license to sentence enforcement, alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products. Fourth Amendment waiver, you'll be tested for those. $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee, consecutive to any current sentence, and this case will close the moment you've satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months from today if you want to use your habeas rights. Can I answer any questions for you about anything before you and I part ways?
Yes. So when I pay my fine on my probation, right? Because they said I got at least do 1 day of probation.
Yeah, do you have your license back?
Yes, I've been got in bed here
Okay.
for so long.
So there's a couple of other odds and ends you're gonna need to check off, but that you're essentially correct. You're gonna be
Okay, because I'm gonna pay it.
Yeah, you got a few more things to do there, but you'll be able to do all of those at your first appointment.
All right.
So, all right, if you will head out that way and go meet with sentence enforcement.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. All right, Timothy Morgan. All right, please raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
Timothy Michael Morgan.
Mr. Morgan, you're here on 21 TK 4419, because, okay, this makes sense. So, Mr. Morgan, were you on time for court today?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out into the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
Judge, that one was gonna be pled at the jail, but he was released beforehand, that's why we're just,
Oh,
it was one of those, it was on the jail calendar, we were going out there, but he had already been cut loose, so I was just gonna honor what we were gonna do there, which is the time served.
okay, this all makes sense. I'll just put 2 days to serve, so, oh no, you have 1 up there. All right, so you understand that you have the right to have an attorney represent you,
Yes, sir.
and you're here representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Understand that you have the right to a jury trial,
Yes, sir.
and that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that, are you asking me to accept a NOLO on this suspended registration charge?
Yes, sir.
Are you 21 years of age or older?
Yes, sir.
Have you used a NOLO on a registration charge in the last 5 years?
Not on anything in the last 5 years, sir.
Okay. And you're asking me to accept it for driving that occurred here in Spalding County on November 25th of 2021 and results in this charge of suspended registration violation.
Yes, sir.
Okay. I'm going to find that your request for a NOLO is proper, and I'm going to grant it. I'm going to find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights and entering this plea. I reviewed the recommendation, and I'll follow it. The sentences as to the suspended registration: NOLO, 1 day to serve, no fine, no probation conditions, marking those out. You have 30 days from today, and time served. So you have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision. You have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. All right, any questions about anything before you and I part ways?
No, sir.
All right, so we don't have any pull parts on this one, so if y'all will just make a copy once he's signed. He hasn't signed it yet. All right, if you will go wherever Ms. Yarborough directs you to go. Deeds?
We'll do that a few days.
Go this way.
All right, Mr. Deeds, raise your right hand for me. You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Take your hand down, state your full name for me.
Austin Anthony Dietz.
Mr. Dietz, you were here on 22 SR 0807, And according to my calendar, you were on time for court today, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights read out to the courtroom, and did you see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Deets, you, okay, there we go. You're one of the ones who walked in, so 22 SR 807. Mr. Deets, were you on time for court today?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights I read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, I did.
You understand that you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes, sir.
You're here representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes.
You understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
I think I forgot to ask you this. I'm holding up the self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, I do.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, they are.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature?
It is.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it?
Yes, I did.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Correct.
Did you, here in Spalding County, back on May 26th of 2021, take merchandise from Walmart to your own use by concealing it and depriving Walmart of ownership?
Yes, sir.
And I'm gonna find with your admission of guilt that there's enough for me to take the plea to this one count of theft by shoplifting. I'm gonna find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, and intelligently waiving your rights to enter this plea. I'll review the recommendation and I'll follow it. Any questions before I sentence?
No, sir.
You ready? All right. Mr. Deeds, on 22 SR 807, shoplifting, guilty, 12 months, 590 is your fine. Count 2 is dismissed. You can work off, show your valid license to sentence enforcement. No alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products should be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee, consecutive to any current sentence, if any, terminated upon completion, and it includes to have zero contact with any Walmart. You have 30 days from today if you want to appeal this decision. You have 12 months from today if you want to use your habeas rights. Can I answer any questions for you, Mr. Deets?
Yes, sir. Is that terminated upon payment as well?
Well, payment is part of it, but it's terminated upon completion of your terms. So it's not a huge list, and you'll be able to get it done very, very quickly. So, are you related to Dietz that was a science teacher?
I'm not.
That's fine. That's just not a very common name, just like Backer, not a super common name. So, all right, Mr. Dietz, thank you very much for stepping up. Rice? All right.
Sir.
All right, are you ready to go ahead for me?
Yes, Your Honor.
You solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
Brandon Lee Rice.
Mr. Rice, you're here today on two cases, 23 SR 1783, which we're about to enter a plea on, and then I'm going to dismiss or null pros 24 SR 44. Is that your understanding of what we're about to do?
Yes, sir.
Were you on time for court today?
Yes, sir.
Did you hear the rights read out to the courtroom and see the PowerPoint that I put up on the wall?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand those rights?
Yes, sir.
You passed up to me this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
That's correct.
Are these your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
Is that your signature?
Yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
Because you understood everything that's on it.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Rice, do you understand that you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes, sir.
You're here representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial, and this case will be closed. Is that what you want to do? You want to close this case with this plea?
Yes, sir. I'm sorry.
No, that's all right.
I'm just hungry.
That's okay. So on 23 SR 1783, you're charged with one count of theft by taking, and that you did take property of Callie Sanders to your own use, and depriving her of, without authority, and depriving Callie Sanders of ownership. Did you do that?
Correct.
Did you also commit the offense of battery by causing visible bodily injury to Callie Sanders by striking her?
Correct.
All right, I'm fine with your admission of guilt on both of your charges. There's enough for me to take your plea. I'm going to find that you're knowingly, voluntarily, voluntarily and intelligently waiving your rights to enter this plea. I've reviewed the recommendation and I'll follow it.
And I'm willing to pay everything in full today if I need to. I have it all in cash. I just bought me a car, $16,000. I went from being homeless under a bridge, bought my grandma a car. I'm looking for land and houses as we speak, taking care of my daddy's got cancer, grandma, my kid. I'm doing right now. I got off drugs, been clean, doing it for 15 years. I'm done.
Okay. Well, that sounds great. And I'll go ahead and tell you,
Thank God.
a theft by taking combined with a battery is normally a robbery. So if you take a theft charge and you put violence into it,
Yes,
it's
sir.
normally a felony robbery. If you have a weapon on you, it's an armed robbery. So I just want you to understand that anytime I see these two charges together, it gets my full attention. So,
Yes, sir.
so I just need you to be aware that all of the elements of a robbery, which is felony, are on this piece of paper. So I'm glad to hear that you are shaping up because you are
Yes, sir.
on some pretty rotten ice here. So, all right. So, you ready for me to sentence?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Brandon Rice, 23 SR 1783, from October 27th, 2023, count 1, theft by taking. We'll find you guilty. It's 12 months probation, 445 is your fine.
Yes, sir.
Count 2, battery, guilty, 12 months, 445 is your fine.
Yes,
It's
sir.
a total of 12 months probation. You can work off your fine with community service work, or you can pay it. You'll talk to citizens enforcement back there in just a moment, and they'll let you know if you want to pay it today how that would work. Show your valid license, 2 cents enforcement, no alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products shall be tested for those. $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee. This is consecutive to any current sentences. You may be on e-report after orientation.
All right.
20 hours of community service work. No contact whatsoever with Callie Sanders.
Yes, sir.
You know what? I'm going to add that I don't want you to have guns or ammo. Is that okay?
That's okay.
Do you currently possess guns or ammo?
I haven't shot a gun in probably 10 years. I haven't hunted or anything. That's what I like to do, deer hunt, but it's been 10 years.
Okay. Why don't you take a year off of that? All right, you have 30 days from today. If you wish to appeal this decision, you have 12 months from today if you want to use your habeas rights.
Yes, sir.
All right, anything else before we part ways?
No, sir.
I'm glad you got your life turned
I
around.
really did. And my grandma and my daddy for once come to court with me. They're outside and everything, but they were wanting to.
Yes.
I did it for them though, but they're outside. They were wanting to do that.
Well, this is very encouraging, and I hope that you'll keep it up, okay?
Yes, sir.
I'm glad you've chosen a path of sobriety.
Yes, sir.
All right, if you'll go with Mr. Taylor out those double doors, and you'll be with the sentence enforcement team, and I'm now processing your second case, 24 SR 44.
Sir.
All right, Roberts. That's the last thing I have up here. If y'all have anything else. What's your name? Yes, I just need to talk to you briefly, but I'll get him out here in just a second. I forgot about you, but you're good. All right, raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right, my son does that too. That's with me, it's perfectly okay. It just feels like home when you say that. All right, state your full name for me.
Tamaya Roberts.
All right, and you are here today, and according to my calendar, I think you're on time. You're not? Okay, you heard me say that with a question mark. So you were late to court, is that correct?
Oh, yes, sir.
All right, so let's jump forward to here. I'm holding up this self-represented defendant plea rights waiver. Do you recognize this document?
Yes, sir.
Are those your initials next to each of the lines on page 1?
Yes, sir.
Page 2?
Yes, sir.
And is that your signature?
Oh, yes, sir.
Did you sign and initial this document after having all the time that you needed to review it?
Yes, sir.
And because you understood everything that's on it?
Yes, sir.
All right. Ms. Roberts, did you see on here that you have the right to have an attorney represent you?
Yes, sir.
And you are here representing yourself?
Yes, sir.
Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
Do you understand that you have the right to a jury trial?
Yes, sir.
And that by entering this plea, there will be no trial in this case will be closed? Is that what you want to do?
Yes, sir.
All right, do you have any questions for me about anything on the self-represented defendant plea rights waiver that I can answer for you before we pivot to the facts of your case?
Oh, no, sir.
All right, did you operate a motor vehicle on 22 SR 1739? Did you operate a motor vehicle here in Spalding County on December 28th of 2020 in a manner that was too fast for the conditions of the road.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So I can take, so this is there's no points on this. Do you need to accept this plea and move forward to close this case out?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'm just gonna mark this as a best interest plea. Okay, all right, so, I'm gonna find that your request, to enter this plea, and I'm gonna call it a best interest, is in your best interest, I'm gonna grant it. As to too fast for conditions, I'm gonna find you guilty, it's 12 months probation, 156.50 is your fine. I'm gonna delay the start of your probation by 30 days and allow you to pay $30 to participate in our 30 by 30 program. If you're successful in closing your case without probation, great. If not, 31 days from now, your probation will start automatically, at which point you will then be allowed to work off your fine with community service work. You will also need to show a valid license to sentence enforcement, have no alcohol, illegal drugs, or hemp products, be tested for those. Fourth Amendment waiver, $50 per month supervision fee, $25 intake fee. This will run consecutive to any current sentence, and your case will still close the moment you satisfied your obligations to the court. You have 30 days from today if you wish to appeal this decision, and you have 6 months from today if you wish to use your habeas rights. Do you remember reading about habeas on the back of the right sheet, right there where I'm pointing?
Yeah.
All right, do you have any questions for me about anything before we part ways?
So just pay the fine and that's it?
There's a couple other odds and ends in there, but nothing that's going to shock you. So they've got a small little checklist for you. Go through that checklist and get your case closed.
Okay.
Oh, wait, no, I did a 30 by 30. Sorry, I'm on bonded arraignment stuff. Yes, that's correct. Pay your fine and the $30 and your case will close with no probation.
Okay.
Sorry, this is a different case than what's normally on this case. Go on. Okay. Okay, so raise your right hand for me. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony about to give this matter will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, sir.
All right, take your hand down, state your full name for me.
My name is Shadrach August.
Okay, Mr. August, the only reason we're having this conversation is because you have 2 additional cases that are not on the calendar. I believe they're on the reset that you've signed with the Public Defender's Office. Is that correct? In the top right corner, there should be 3 different case numbers.
Which paper is this? The yellow paper?
Yes, that one. Are there 3 case numbers at the top? Miss Margaret's going to help you, Mr. Clement.
Yes, that was other case.
I see 4.
Oh, 4 cases. Okay. All right, as long as there's not less than that. So, all right, I just want to make certain that you and I are clear that that you have multiple cases, that I'm putting them all in one basket because it serves you better and it serves me better.
Okay.
And so from this moment forward, all of your cases are going to move together as one unit. I understand you've been approved by the Public Defender's Office, is that correct?
I believe so.
Okay.
But I'm not entirely sure.
Well, and I was going to say you need to reach out to them and communicate with them. I do know that you've been approved. And I want you to go see them and make certain that they have everything they need to prepare for trial on all of your cases, okay?
Okay.
Lastly, don't be late to court again. I started very late this morning and you were later than even that. So make certain that you're on time moving forward. Because the next time if you're late, I'm gonna issue a warrant that I'm not gonna lift. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have any questions I can answer for you?
Yes. These cases, are you able to explain to me what they're for?
No, because they're not, because I only have what's in front of me on the calendar. So that's why I want you to go see the Public Defender's Office. They're going to get discovery from the Solicitor's Office. And then they'll sit down with you and go through each of your cases in great detail. So the short answer is no, that's the right question. That is the right question, but you're asking the wrong person. So what you need to do is take that question to the Public Defender's Office, sit down with them and ask them that question. So, good question, just the wrong person. Okay, anything else?
I think I've asked all my questions.
All right, thank you very much. You promised me you're gonna go see the public defender's office in the next couple days?
Yes.
Okay, then you're good to go. Thank you very much. You'll head back. Do you have anything over here in the jury box that you need to get?
Yeah.
I got you.
If I have to read that.
You got everything?
Yes.
Yeah,